for a Financial Friday, and so we check in with Bridgelight Advisors founder and principal advisor, Bill Leavitt. Hey, Bill, how are you?
Good morning, Melissa. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you so much. Let's do, dare I say, a year-end moves report. How do we make sure we got our finances in order, especially when we're only a week out from December. So we're like a month and change out from the new year. What do you got for us?
This is a really good time. You have a little bit more of November and the rest of December to really make sure you've done everything you can to get your finances in order and take advantage of as many things as you can possibly do before the end of the year.
Yeah, I agree. So let's break down, because there are a lot of different, I'd say, avenues people can explore and maybe change things up, or at least take a second look at them, like retirement contributions. What do you think about that?
Yeah, this is a great time to make sure that you've looked at all of your retirement plans and made sure that you've maxed out contributions. The ability to be able to put money in a 401k, max out that contribution for the year, or just IRAs, Roth IRAs. Take a look at them and make sure you've put in everything you can.
So does it make that much of a difference, Bill, to adjust that right now with only about a month left in the year?
Well, I think it's really important for you to save. And one of the most important things is you put as much money as you can for retirement. And in doing that, maximum contribution gets it in so you can start fresh for next year.
Okay. And what about interest rates? What should people be looking at with that?
Well, we've seen a change in interest rates. The Federal Reserve has lowered interest rates. They're likely going to do it again. So we're starting to see savings rates, CD rates, money market rates start to go down. So it's a good idea to look at those kinds of savings. Make sure that you're locking in interest rates for as long as period as possible.
And again, we have Bill Leavitt here, who is the founder of Bridgelight Advisors and Bridgelight Financial Advisors, and also is the principal advisor there. We'll give you his website, phone number, all that at the end. What about a Roth conversion, Bill? What do you think about people exploring that option if they're not already, working with that model?
Well, first of all, the Roth was started by Senator Roth back in the 90s, and it's a different kind of retirement savings account that truly is, if you put after-tax contributions into it, tax-free for the rest of your life. And so I think it's a very, very important, if you will, tax bucket in the retirement planning process. And one of the ways to do that is to convert traditional IRAs to Roths, and it can be very, very beneficial depending on the tax brackets somebody's in, to get more of their money on the side that's going to be tax-free in the future for them and their families.
Very beneficial. What do you mean by that? Like when you say that, could you give almost like a concrete example? Doesn't have to be a person per se, but how is it such a significant benefit to convert over to do a Roth conversion, I should say?
Well, the Roth has the capacity to be tax-free. So all the growth that you have inside of a Roth now and into the future is tax-free when withdrawals are made in retirement. That means less dollars are going to the federal government at a time when people, are typically on some kind of defined income like Social Security or a pension, or maybe just a retirement savings, and they're not forced to take a distribution at age 73, which is typically something you do on a traditional IRA. Not only that, Melissa, it's tax-free if it passes on to the next generation or your beneficiaries.
It's a big deal. It's a huge deal. And again, Bill Leavitt is here. Speaking of the age 73, take RMDs if you're over that age, right?
Yes, correct. So there's a required distribution age at age 73 on IRAs and other retirement accounts. And so it's important that if you're over age 73, that you check and make sure you've taken it all, because there is a significant penalty if you do not.
Okay. Yeah. And when you say a significant penalty, Bill, only because I've seen this personally, but I mean, people could lose substantial amounts of money if they're not withdrawing, right?
Well, the IRS rules say that if you don't take your required distribution, then there's a 50% penalty on what you should have taken.
It's a huge deal. I think people need to realize that. That's a huge deal. So certainly want to look at that, make sure you're withdrawing properly. What about investments, Bill? When people are reviewing those, what do you want them to look for?
Well, I think that this is it's a good time of year. It's the year end. People have a tendency to look at kind of how they did for the year and start looking to the next year. And so this is one area that I see a lot of people don't pay attention to. They kind of just let their investments go and have a tendency to ride the market. And we've seen the financial market in the United States go up a lot, even in the recent past after the election. So this is a good time to sit back and say, am I in the place I should be with my investments? And should I be rebalancing or moving things around to make sure that I'm properly diversified?
I mean, I would say, Bill, that ties very nicely in with probably one of the biggest things that people should be thinking about right now, which is setting goals for 2025.
Yeah, that's super important, Melissa. You get to the end of the year, start planning for next year now. Determine what your goals are going to be. Decide how much you're going to make contributions to retirement plans. Look at your investments and how you're going to get into next year. Make sure you're getting the right advice if you need it, because obviously we all want to be on track financially, but also to make sure that you're on track to have a great retirement.
Certainly, which is the goal I would think of everybody. And so, Bill, if people want help from you or somebody on your team at Bridge Life Financial Advisors, what do they do?
I can just come up to our website, bridgelightadvisors.com, and contact us that way, or just reach out to us directly.
Bill Leavitt, founder and principal advisor at Bridge Life Financial Advisors. Thank you so much. We always love our Financial Friday hits, and I hope you and your family have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
You too. Happy Thanksgiving, Melissa. Have a nice
Appreciate
day.
it.
Bye bye.
Thanks, you too. Bill Leavitt again of Bridge Life Financial Advisors right here on WICC.